And that gets to a point that I think is going to be pretty relevant as each EU member state implements this. And this is something that Nasser and I have talked about a few times, is in the implementation and the fact that many of these countries do have different languages, that they're then kind of taking this directive that is written in English and then translating it into their own laws in their own native languages and then implementing it. Are we going to see some variations in how the law is implemented that aren't necessarily tied to intended substantive differences, but rather just linguistic differences, right, in meaning and in text as these things get implemented? So one of the things that I think is going to be interesting if you're in the pay equity space, and especially if you're in the EU, is once this has been implemented, to be able to look across the board and see, are there differences in France, in Germany, in Spain, in Sweden, that are not necessarily tied to a desire to have the directive be different, but rather tied to their own translation of this English written directive into their native languages and then implementing it into law.